Marie Curie was born on November 7, 1867, in Warsaw, Poland. Her real name was Maria Skłodowska, and she grew up in a family that valued education and learning. Her father was a teacher of mathematics and physics, and her mother was a teacher as well. From a young age, Maria showed a strong interest in science and had an excellent memory. She loved discovering how the world worked and spent many hours reading books and studying. However, Maria's childhood was not easy. When she was young, Poland was controlled by the Russian Empire, and Polish culture and education were restricted. Her family faced many difficulties, including financial problems and personal losses. Maria lost her mother when she was only 10 years old, and this was a very painful moment in her life. Despite these challenges, she continued her studies and believed that education could change her future. At that time, women in Poland had limited opportunities to attend universities. Maria dreamed of becoming a scientist, but she could not study at a regular university in her country. Instead, she joined secret educational groups where young people learned subjects that were forbidden by the authorities. She worked hard and continued to develop her knowledge of science. To support her dream, Maria worked as a governess, teaching children in wealthy families. She saved money to help her older sister, Branya, study medicine in Paris. Maria and her sister made a promise to help each other achieve their goals. After Branya became a doctor, she invited Maria to Paris so that Maria could continue her own education. In 1891, Maria moved to Paris and changed her name to Marie. She entered the University of Paris, also known as the Sorbonne, where she studied physics and mathematics. Life in Paris was difficult. She lived in a small, cold room and often had very little money for food. Sometimes she became weak because she did not eat enough, but she never gave up on her studies. Marie was one of the best students at the university. She spent long hours studying and working in laboratories. She completed her degree in physics and later earned another degree in mathematics. During this time, she met Pierre Curie, a talented French scientist. They shared a deep love for science and soon became partners in both life and research. Marie and Pierre Curie married in 1895. Instead of spending their lives in luxury, they focused on scientific discoveries. They worked together in a small laboratory, studying mysterious rays that came from certain minerals. These rays had been discovered by another scientist, but Marie became fascinated by them and wanted to understand their source. Marie began studying a mineral called pitchblende. She noticed that this mineral produced stronger radiation than the element uranium alone. This made her believe that pitchblende contained another unknown substance. She spent many years carefully separating materials from the mineral and testing their properties. The work was extremely difficult. Marie and Pierre worked in poor conditions, using simple equipment. They processed huge amounts of pitchblende to find tiny amounts of the new elements hidden inside. Their dedication and patience finally brought success. In 1898, Marie and Pierre announced the discovery of two new elements. The first was named polonium, after Marie's homeland, Poland. The second was called radium. These discoveries changed the world of science. Marie introduced the term, radioactivity, to describe the ability of certain materials to release energy. The discovery of radium created great excitement among scientists. People began to understand that atoms were not as simple as they once believed. Marie Curie's research opened the door to new fields of science and medicine. Her work helped scientists understand radiation and later contributed to the development of treatments for some diseases. Although Marie achieved great success, she continued to face challenges. Many people doubted her abilities because she was a woman in a field dominated by men. Some scientists did not give her the respect she deserved. However, her determination and discoveries proved her talent and intelligence. In 1903, Marie Curie, Pierre Curie, and another scientist, Henri Becquerel, received the Nobel Prize in Physics for their research on radiation. Marie became the first woman ever to win a Nobel Prize. This achievement was a historic moment and showed the world that women could make important contributions to science. After receiving the Nobel Prize, Marie continued her research. She and Pierre became famous scientists, but they remained humble and dedicated to their work. Marie believed that scientific knowledge should benefit humanity, not just bring personal fame. Tragedy struck in 1906 when Pierre Curie died in a street accident. Marie was heartbroken by the loss of her husband and scientific partner. However, she showed incredible strength and continued their work. She became the first woman to teach at the University of Paris, taking Pierre's position. Marie Curie's journey from a young girl in Poland to one of the greatest scientists in history was an example of courage, determination, and passion. She faced many obstacles but never allowed them to stop her. Her love for learning and discovery changed science forever. Her early life teaches us that dreams require patience and hard work. Marie Curie showed that even when opportunities are limited, dedication and belief in yourself can lead to extraordinary achievements. Her story continues to inspire students, scientists, and people around the world. After winning her first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903, Marie Curie continued her scientific journey with even greater determination. She had already achieved something remarkable by becoming the first woman to receive a Nobel Prize, but she was not satisfied with only one achievement. Her passion for science was stronger than her desire for fame. She wanted to understand the mysteries of radioactivity and use her discoveries to help humanity. In 1906, Marie faced one of the most painful moments of her life when her husband, Pierre Curie, died in a tragic accident. Pierre had been not only her husband but also her closest scientific partner. Losing him was a devastating experience, but Marie decided to continue their important work. She took responsibility for their research and became a symbol of strength and dedication. After Pierre's death, Marie was offered his position at the University of Paris. She became the first woman to teach there, which was a historic achievement. Many students admired her intelligence and her ability to explain difficult scientific ideas. She continued studying radioactive materials and worked for many years to improve the understanding of radium and its properties. Marie's research was extremely challenging. At that time, scientists did not fully understand the dangers of radiation. Marie and other researchers worked with radioactive materials without the safety equipment that scientists use today. She spent countless hours in laboratories handling substances that were slowly affecting her health. However, she remained focused on her mission to discover more about the world of atoms. Her hard work led to another incredible achievement. In 1911, Marie Curie received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for her discovery of radium and polonium and her research on the properties of these elements. This made her the first person in history to win 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. Her success was extraordinary and proved that dedication and curiosity could overcome many barriers. Although she was famous around the world, Marie lived a simple life. She did not care much about wealth or popularity. She believed that scientific discoveries belonged to humanity and should be used to improve lives. She continued to work in her laboratory and encouraged young scientists to follow their dreams. During World War I, Marie Curie used her knowledge of science to help wounded soldiers. She understood that X-rays could help doctors find bullets and broken bones inside injured bodies. She worked to develop mobile X-ray machines that could be taken close to battlefields. These vehicles became known as Little Curies. Marie herself helped train doctors and nurses to use the machines. Her efforts saved many lives during the war. She showed that science was not only about experiments and discoveries but also about helping people during difficult times. Her courage and determination made her a hero beyond the world of science. Marie Curie also became an inspiration for women around the world. At a time when many women were denied opportunities in education and science, she proved that talent and hard work were more important than gender. She opened doors for future generations of female scientists who wanted to study and make discoveries. Despite her achievements, Marie faced criticism and unfair treatment. Some people attacked her because she was a woman and a foreigner living in France. They tried to focus on her personal life instead of her scientific achievements. However, she continued to let her work speak for itself. Marie Curie's dedication came with a cost. Years of working with radioactive materials damaged her health. She suffered from illnesses caused by radiation exposure, but she continued her research until she could no longer work. On July 4, 1934, Marie Curie passed away from a disease related to her long-term exposure to radiation. After her death, the world recognized the importance of her contributions. Her discoveries changed medicine, physics, and chemistry forever. The study of radioactivity helped scientists develop new technologies, including treatments for cancer and advances in nuclear science. Marie Curie's life was a story of courage, intelligence, and perseverance. She was not born into a life of comfort or privilege. She faced financial struggles, social barriers, and personal tragedies. Yet she never abandoned her dream of learning and discovering new things. Her story teaches us that success does not come easily. It requires patience, effort, and the courage to continue even when the path is difficult. Marie Curie showed that one person's curiosity can change the world. Her discoveries continue to influence science today, and her name remains a symbol of excellence and determination. Marie Curie was more than a scientist who won 2 Nobel Prizes. She was a person who believed in the power of knowledge and used her talents to benefit others. Her life reminds us that true greatness comes not only from achievements but also from the positive impact we create for the world around us.